today after I start, and it's already happened. The futures market's closed. And Nick, I'm glad to see you in here because you're one of the ones who understands this probably as good as anybody I've ever met when it comes to this stuff. But with the Chicago Mercantile Exchange being closed, we've left a gap here now that whether it goes in the bullish direction, the bearish direction, we're going to be able to form some kind of identity so we know what. Let's just say last week we left a gap at 106,800. The price went to like what, 114, and we said whether it came up before or after this rally we just had, it's got to go down there. And then we went back and tested it, or 111, whatever it was at. But it took until like Wednesday or Thursday to retest it. And now it's the same thing. We closed much higher this week, which that's what I like to look at week by week. Where does Bitcoin close with the gap on Fridays? That's basically what we've done for the week. Can we agree on that? So in a 1 week time frame, Bitcoin's appreciated by about $4,000 per token in nominal value. So at $4,000 this weekend, higher than last weekend on the gap close, we'll see what kind of direction the market takes. Personally, I kind of want to see a quick up because then you could technically capitalize on this on the way back down. And I'm not telling you to short trade or anything like that, but technically if you had an eye for that kind of thing. And remember, it's tricky because you get run-ups. And remember, Bitcoin ran up several $1,000s, which ended up being like 5 or 6% before it ended up ultimately coming back down and filling the gap. I've noticed the talk of a lot of people acting like, just crypto's not doing what it's supposed to do, or, like you see somebody in the comments right now that says they're not fucking impressed. And that's the common lingo right now, which is fine. I'm very impressed. There's been a lot of money changing hands, and fortunately in our hands, if you've been paying attention during that drop, because we had so much liquidity, just understanding what was about to happen, not knowing it was going to be a historical drop, and now just being here every single day, you can feel the momentum flipping a little bit back out of retail's favor, and that's why we're getting these rallies. Everybody, it's going down, it's going down, it's going down, but so anyhow, now we're at October 24th, exactly 1 week until Halloween, 8 days until the start of November, and we know what happens by usually the turning point of the second week of November or so. That usually is the most bullish couple of weeks we're going to find in crypto. And usually, even if we're not in a bullish cycle, by virtue, just by getting our asses kicked for so long, we'll get a nice rally in November. Some people say it's for tax harvesting and these kind of things, which I could see it because I guess you could shuffle out losses for new gainers or gainers for losses. But, it's more than that. It's just normally... there's a good saying in crypto, in the summer, just go away. Go away. Because think about it. Every one of the rich ones, the ones who are well off, the ones that are like the managers and the institutions, the big wigs, what do they do when it's in the summer months? They go on vacation. What do they not want to do in the summer months? Look at their phone and look at a chart. Especially the ones who understand it at a deeper level. So they kind of go away. When we get to May, go away. Have you ever heard that? I always tell people to go away until November, if they don't want to do anything. But there's so much more to happen. All the opportunities that happen leading into it. You could go away, and then you just miss opportunities. I wasn't expecting to get that surge, well... It's the way it happened. I wasn't expecting a 65% drop across the board at that quick of a pace. I was prepared for it because we had a lot of liquidity and had sold a lot because we understood that we were way overbought and we had to have a severe liquidity crunch. We could see it. We were talking about it for too long, especially that gap on XRP at $1.50. So that was an unexpected, what was that, a couple weeks ago? That's unexpected income that I wasn't expecting to have via crypto, because I assumed if it was going to melt down, we were going to do it in a fashion over a series of weeks, maybe a month, and then we'd have a nice little reversal, But what ended up happening is we did it all at once, which I am very appreciative of. Because now it throws the sun off from the entire retail. Now we're going to get the most pessimistic, non-inspired, biggest bunch of frowning babies you've ever met in your life. And they're going to drive you nuts. And you're starting to see them all the time in the chat, you know. Not the members, not the people you get to know and love, but the ones that don't understand. I mean, I still can't believe that we're not saying that's an inverse Head and Shoulders building here in real time. Until it breaks that, you have to honor it like that. And I even said I could see it going up there, getting the support for resistance, getting everybody back on board here by the end of the month, and then them dropping the shit show right back to that 92 gap and then powering out. I could certainly see something like that happening. In fact, we've drawn it out just, you know, in case it comes, because I think if it comes down to 92, it almost forms an ascending wedge or an ascending triangle instead of a rising wedge, it kind of feels like to me. So I think there's ways out of this, a lot of ways out of this that end in a good direction. I think this is kind of the all-on assault of this is why and why you can't, why you shouldn't. Notice all the paid advertisers that normally promote crypto. When do they never promote crypto? The ones who are paid. I call them my paid opposition. When they should promote it. Like right now, they should be talking about it when it was on the big drop and the, like basically a lifetime opportunity for a quick rise like that. Even if you didn't catch it at the bottom, there was so much opportunity when it had that retracement. Like this was money in the bank. These are the opportunities we live for in crypto. Like live. Let's see. But let me say hi to some of you. Crypto Cooter, welcome in and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 6 months with the XP Predictor, being a very trusted mod in here and in the Telegram. Josh Jolly, good evening, along with Matthew Ramelli, Crazy Paul and Mark Caston, along with Syrian. Thank you for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge, along with Mosey here as well. And Syrian, thanks for being a very trusted mod in here and in the Telegram. Dennis Smith and Alec Tony, thanks for being in Tom's Army 3+ months with the XP Meteors. I hope you're both having a great evening so far. Nick Morales, good evening, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for your first month with the emoji badge and me being abducted by aliens, and a very trusted mod in here and in the Telegram. In fact, our technical advisor. He does so much work. It's underappreciated and appreciated all at once. I know that's a fact. I know how it goes. John Hall, welcome in and thanks for being in Tom's Army for your second month with Dust House Crypto News. Love seeing you back in here, buddy. I know you're here all the time, but I just love seeing you here every day. I like that. Because I remember the rapport we made when it was not in such good times. And then we believed. Nickel, Trick, and Anthony Venegas and Christopher Brown, welcome in and thanks for being in Tom's Army for the first month with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. Did you not call this push-up a couple of days ago? I believe you were one of the few that were on the same line of thinking. If we were, I remember we had a conversation, 2 days ago, when everybody thought we were just going straight down. I think it was you. I'm almost positive because I know it was the person had their first month badge too. So I'm almost positive I was having the conversation with you, and I was almost relieved because one other person could, well, more than one person seen it, but most people didn't for some reason. And I think I spouted off about other influencers and them telling everything and yada yada, which I don't even like going down that path. Who gives a rats? I really don't care. I just want our members to do good. I'm not talking about just being a paid member, because the paid membership in my community is not to get some special program. All it is to pay it forward because you appreciate the time I put in. I've been doing this March 24th, 2021. I've never missed a day. Not one. So I like what we built here together. You get to know people very closely. Alex, welcome in and says, hello, all. Love catching Tom's lives. I love it when you catch it too, Alec. And thanks for being in Tom's Live for over 3 years with the XP Diamond Hands badge. That's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Frankie Fresh, welcome in and thanks for being in Tom's Live for 6+ months with the XP Predictor. Thank you so much for being in Tom's Live for over 6 months as well. And I hope your fingers and hand is doing just a tiny bit better today. And I hope Janine's doing spectacular, and give her my love. I'm so glad that she's a part of this as well. That's Frankie Fresh's significant other. And we're so proud and blessed to have her here too. Let's see. Farmgale, thanks for being in time zone for your first month with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. Excellent. And that is my face superimposed on there along with Allison. Both of you. Thank you, love. Being in time zone for your first month as well. Hello to you. Hope you're having a blessed evening as well. And Farmgale says, good afternoon, Tom. Do you watch other YouTube channels by chance? I truly like your no-nonsense take on investments. Okay, that's a loaded question. I don't watch any of the YouTube channels you probably watch. Like, no offense, because I'm not looking for technical analysis per se. But I like, okay, Michael you might not watch Michael Franziano, but he was one of the 5 crime families in New York. And I'll just give you a hint. His is the only, who he was inked with back in the day before he got out of the mob. His is the only crime family that did not go down in the NBA thing. 4 out of the 5 crime families in New York went down to mob families for the gambling ring that involved Mr. Big Shot Chauncey Billups. His is the 5th family, which one he was in that he's not in anymore. He served lots of jail time too. But he has good takes. But I listen to people with experience in different things. So if I want to know about that kind of stuff, I always look at him. Dave Ramsey, I do that for the debt-free lifestyle and the no-nonsense approach when it comes to you don't need debt. You don't need debt. And he understands mutual funds and things like that. And people rag on him all the time. But the guy gives so much time. And honestly, I've never paid a dime to anything he does. And I've learned so much stuff. It's beyond measure. The guy's a saint. I don't care what anybody says. Patriot Radio News, nobody watches them. And I know that because nobody subscribed to them on YouTube. I think they opened their own radio station and whatever. But they talk a lot about gold and silver. And their stupid token they start.
Another big, beautiful bill.
Their stupid token, the Texas coin or whatever the hell it is. But they give good information about gold and silver. I like Mike Maloney. I like Peter Schiff. Yeah, you'll get a pretty refined list from me. They're all like people that do good stuff. Kind, courteous people too. I like Doc. He's over 700, but he teaches Bible stuff. So if you're not into the Lord and Savior, you wouldn't appreciate him. Plus, he only caters really to believers, but he's a good dude. Good dude. I like the Coronation guy. He's the guy who likes Nebraska, but they're not very good. Dr. John Deloney's part of the Ramsey Show. So I like people like that. Jordan Peterson for helps. If you understand, he'll teach your mind. He'll teach your mind. Scotty Kilmore because he's funny with cars. There's certain things. But mainly, I just watch Peter Schiff. I like to watch Mike Maloney. I like Robert Kiyosaki, but he puts out the same bullshit day in and day out. It's like, Jesus Christ, just give me the rope. My God. No, not that. Just that's too extreme. But it's after a while, it feels like he's holding you with a noose. But I like that kind of stuff. The ones that can teach me stuff. I like the Guru. The Guru, because he trades with large amounts of money and he does it for free every day. He doesn't ask for anything in return. He just does it. Tells you to push peace and prosperity, whether he's right or wrong. He's made people tons of money. I know we have fun about him, but that guy's made people shitloads of money. And I know because he built 150 in the last bear market. He started with 150K, but he helped his audience turn it into close to $1 million if they were following him. So if you started with 10,000, he would have essentially got you, if you were at 15 grand, he'd have got you close to 100. Basically like what we did during the bull market. So, people that do good and don't ask for much back. That's what I like. The ones who are like Peter Schiff don't need to come out. He's on here right now probably getting his nuts kicked in because he's doing a live right now. And obviously gold and silver did not have a good week. Although gold held on to 4,100. Something spooked it today. Silver's up over 48 still down the week. Mining stocks. Everybody keeps saying they got obliterated, which they kind of did. But like at the pricing, we talked about this a couple weeks ago, that this was about to happen. It would get a 10, 20, actually 30%, I think I said 20 to 30. And everybody's going to be pissing and moaning. And then if you were in it from January, you're sitting here going, oh my God, it's about time. And now it comes back and like Barrick Gold's dropped down and it's at 32.40. Now I'm sitting here going, okay, well, now that it's not on the red day, I look at the price, I'm like, look how much all this is still worth. Like, look, Barrett at 32 plus, B2 Gold over 5, which these should all come down some. A little bit more. But still, seeing these pricing, Pan America over 36 still. First Majestic almost at 13. Fortuna over 8. Hecla just under 13. Silver Corp at 640. Dolly Varden at 426. Which they all need to still come down, in my opinion. Probably as much as 20%. But we're going to get good earnings. I don't know if this is going to be the best earnings, because I really think mid-26 is when we really see the lid blown off. And it's going to be spectacular. This is just that obvious first correction that has to finally happen. So, to answer your question, who do I listen to? The ones who can teach me the real stuff. You know, the ones who can teach me the truth. Now, I don't like Alan Hibbert, I'll be honest. Because he always acts like Bitcoin's real money, and it pisses me off. And he's on Mike Maloney's stage. He's taking advantage of the old man, is what he's doing. Mike Maloney likes H-bar, believe it or not. He holds H-bar, and I hold a lot of respect for him. So the fact he actually understands H-bar, I'd be more willing to accept if that asshole would push H-bar instead of Bitcoin. Oh, thanks for pushing the world's biggest Ponzi on me when it's at 111 fucking thousand. Let's see. And it just irritates me because anybody who doesn't know the monetary policy, they're going to think Bitcoin's the same as gold. It's not. You're going to get bent over a railing if you think it is. You can't store your value with Bitcoin. We can extremely increase our net worth, and I'll explain it after this, the difference. Good evening. 6:37 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Friday, October 24th, 2025. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So what I mean is you store your value in gold or silver because it stays with the times of inflation. So remember, gold and silver's never gone up in its life. The only thing that happens is the rate of return on the dollar goes down year over year, month over month, decade over decade. And that's going to continue to be true. And we know it's guaranteed, gold and silver is guaranteed to not have made a new high yet. It's guaranteed. You know how I know? I've got a golden ticket. I've got a little black book. It's a magical black book. Oh, it is. It's a magical black book. The truth is, all of you have it. All of you have that black book. Close your eyes. See the darkness in your head? There's your black book. That's all you need. Your imagination. Think about it. If they just said, think in your head, close your eyes, I want to do an exercise. Take a breath. Sometimes I forget too. Because I need this to sink in one more time. How do we know gold and silver is not done? Two things. One, they stop quantitative tightening, which guarantees quantitative easing. They also guaranteed rate cuts. The two most bearish things for the dollar's return to success. That's the two worst things you could possibly do to the dollar. Simultaneously, nonetheless, quantitative easing from tightening and cutting rates. As if they just want to burn the dollar down or cut its value in half. I mean, so that guarantees gold and silver has not even been close to making a new high. Unless you think all of a sudden the U.S. is going to pay off their 35. Let's go to the debt clock. That'll at least help the people that don't want to be here just get the hell out of here, honestly. Then I have less of a chance for people that ruin our show. That's what I've started to do now. I've kind of got through the talking notes, and then we get through the nuts and bolts in a minute. Like it. I know somebody joined Tom's Army too. William! Good evening, my good friend. And thank you for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year at the I Told You So Bad. Beautiful. That's another beautiful soul. Do you think some whales may swoop in for a good drop? Oh, they've already been swooping and swarming. What the hell is this? What is this crap? No, I don't want... What was it pushing? Was it trying to sell me a book? Is it really trying to sell me a book? Oh, I can just download this? Free book. Oh, I'll take it. I'm not opposed to a free book. But can you get the hell off my screen? Oh. Why is this on the screen? I need to be able to see. Can I please see? I don't care about your stupid book. I know you're closed. Okay, there we go. I gotta take my last vitamin though. Forgot. Anyhow, this is the debt clock. So if you think that we're gonna get rid of 38, oh no, it's 38 trillion. Each citizen, and guess what, guys? This is the scary part. If they actually called on each citizen to pay their debt, and I'm being dead serious, do you know if they came to us and they actually said, does anybody know the term, by the way? If they enacted this, what would they have to do? What would they have to enact to be able to come and collect the debt on each citizen? Per citizen. Does anybody know? If somebody knows that, I'll donate 5 gifted subs during this live. If somebody can answer that question, I will donate 5 gifted subs right now. If somebody knows the answer to that, what can the government institute, or what can they enact to where they can come collect from each citizen? What kind of crisis would have to be enacted? It's an SDC as a hint. Christopher Brown, Josh Rishi, welcome in. Josh Jolly, thank you so much for rejoining in the Tom's Army for 3+ months with the XRP Meteor. I really, 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 really appreciate that. More than you know. More than you know. Shane, thank you so much for being in Tom's Army 3+ months with the XRP Meteor, along with James Dula. And I will try to take a look at Quant, no promises, because I am always wanting to do something and then I completely forget. Farm Gal says, yes, Tom, thank you for the gifted membership. You are welcome, but it could have been me. It could have been somebody else. 3T Warrior, no. Probably a great guy. But if I wanted to be promoted with all this nonsense, I would just go watch that advertiser. Plus, more of a fudster over anything. Some good information, but I know who it is, though. Potsy Weaver, welcome in. Calvin, good evening. Along with Incredible Vault, thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 6 months with the XRP Predictor. Let's go down the list real quick. I just want to see... let's see. True Statement. 3T Warrior is pretty badass, dude. I don't hate him. I wish there wasn't, I don't know, I feel like there's a lot of advertising. Maybe I've missed a lot of what he's done lately. But, I don't know, there's good information there. You just got to get through some complex things is all. The info's not bad. Let's see. Yes! Mr. Stott! Mr. Stott, yes! Yes, sovereign debt crisis. Y'all just learned something this evening. And I even gave a hint. I said SDC. So hold on, let me own up to my part of what I just said. Because I said I would give 5 subs. I can't do it from my account, so I have to go to my son's account. Actually, I'll go to the Dogecoin account. Somebody actually knew the answer, Julie. I'm impressed. The sovereign debt crisis. Are you? You okay? Just tired from the week?
Well, I've been up since 4.
Okay, so then we're going to get back to business because we got to get to the business. But I appreciate Mr. Stott knowing that answer. Makes me happy. Okay, there we go. Should be verifying right now. Now I'll explain what a sovereign debt crisis means and how you can see exactly how much you would have to pay. Oh, I'm serious. This is stuff they won't teach you in school, but they should. All right, so who got the gifted subs? That's me, by the way, who did that. Paul MC, Alejandro, XRP Wild Speculator, and Big Yin, welcome in and thanks for being in town for your first month with the emoji badge and me being abducted by aliens. Jib90, thanks for being in town for over 6 months now with the XP Predictor. Glad to see you back in the army by a gifted sub. So, if there was a sovereign debt crisis, each citizen, take a look up at the top left corner next to U.S. national debt, we would have to pay $110,657. Because technically, the government doesn't have debt. That debt, the U.S. national debt, is our debt. Which means they've robbed us of $38 trillion so far, and we let it happen every single day. And there's nothing we can do now. So, but that's how much you'd have to pay. And then debt per taxpayer, because they break it down into citizen and taxpayer. But as a taxpayer, you owe $327,500 per taxpayer. But the citizen, because we don't have, that shows you how many people aren't paying taxes, FYI. 1 in 3. Oh, that's a big that's different. No, same scenario. Apples to oranges, William. Apples to oranges. But yes, I can't disagree with you. The point is we hit the right note. So that's what this means. So the only way gold and silver would go down is if you believe we can actually pay off the national debt. I don't personally believe it's going to happen, and I think it's going to keep going up. So I'm going to keep betting on the emerging markets. You know, and there's just different things. Crypto is a beautiful way to increase your wealth if you buy in at the proper times and don't buy, you know, the artificial rises. You've got to buy when it's oversold. And I always tell everybody, a big key with crypto, you shouldn't even, if you're not in the market, and a lot of people are looking at the wrong time. You want to be looking at crypto and your particular asset. If you don't know anything else about trading, you want to get into the stochastic. And when it gets oversold like this is when you want to chomp your bit. And yeah, it's come up some right now because you had the opportunity all the way down to $1.57. And I'm not just saying XRP. I'm saying when it gets into this rhythm, this is when you start looking at an asset. Same thing we did with the commodities back in January. And did it not take until March, April, May? It took time. You know, and it might not even be the lowest of lows. But I can tell you for a fact, if you trade with the stochastic oversold that much, in comparison to buying it in the overbought ranges, you are going to be a very successful trader. You're just going to have to understand that if you buy it and then it goes down, you've got to, that's the accumulation areas when it gets that oversold. Now, unless your asset sucks or we're in a very bear market. And then the monthly, I prefer to be at more around a neutral area, which it's around there. Now, can the monthly come all the way down? It sure can. It absolutely can. But if the monthly reverses all the way, technically you probably fell into an extended bear market. We don't want to technically see that monthly on a rally like this come down much more than that neutral area. And the stochastic. Stochastic's a very sensitive, you know, indicator. That's why I kind of like to go with stochastic over the RSI, because the RSI takes its sweet old time. It could never recognize in real time what the stochastic does. So, but I like to have both just to see. And then over the top, we like to have the MACD. That's the moving average convergence divergence, just to see the flow. But we suspected we should be on the uprise here. At least, even if we're going for a rejection at 264, I've said it till I'm blue in the face. We've got a micro inverse head and shoulders. And it seems like we should break up into that. I've not and even when I drew this out yesterday, look how I drew it when we were in here together yesterday. It took the exact route, honestly. It's perfect. And I would like to see it. And maybe it does something like this on a thinly traded weekend. Maybe we come to 254 or 5. Then it's got a back test around where we closed. Or maybe even, what the shit? Even, let's see. This would be Monday. So maybe it comes here. Maybe it comes back to 248. But it has to have a little bit of a push. Maybe it comes all the way up. But this should be the start of that back test. Even if we're bearish, we should back test that. We had a 5-wave corrective wave. Let me draw this back, and it makes more sense. I wish I wouldn't have took it off. But I was trying to make it easier to read. When we got that inverse head and shoulder starting to build. We can just draw it back. So I believe we started 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. We started it here. So we said 1 down, 2 up. Oh no, we didn't. That's the longer span. Whoops, sorry. That was looking at it the other way. Let's see. We went up 1, 2. I want to say it was something like this. And then the 5th wave just fell way off. So we had a corrective wave. That was a 5-wave correction. And the measurement we had was down to $1.30, the broadening wedge. We diagnosed that broadening wedge. We posted about it. And I posted about it 45 minutes again on Facebook. And about 45 minutes before the crash happened on Telegram 2 saying we have to fill out this, or the broadening wedge. Or are you ready for the broadening wedge down to it? Whatever I said, however I phrased it. I don't feel like going back and looking. I don't need that kind of validation. You guys can go look if you don't believe me. But the broadening wedge filled out now. It's filled out, which leads us to a logical target. So we like to use this chart because it's in the middle. And $1.16 is what it used on our liquidity zones as well. Let's see. That's what it used for this chart as well for the low that it hit for liquidity levels. So I like to use that one because it matches up more with this chart, which is nice. But look, there's no liquidity down here. There's tons of liquidity above. We got no liquidity down here. I don't think it's coming down here to come collect a couple 100,000 in liquidity. It doesn't make any sense. I think it makes more sense to go up into this area. Maybe not all the way to 312. Maybe it does. That's the thing. Like, we could collect all this liquidity. We really could. But at least come up to this 265 right here. There's lots of liquidity. Why leave this 50, 40, 60, 80, 20, 60? Why leave... And in totality, if we added all this up, there's probably $1 billion in liquidity here. If it just comes up to 265, 270-ish. There's tons of liquidity. You come down here, I mean, there ain't shit. The higher you go up here, the more there's going to be down here. So, plus, that looks like... If I was just showing you this and you didn't know anything else, would you say that that's a bear flag or a bear pennant or a bull pennant? If you took away that big drop, you would just say, wow, look at that big rise we had. Imagine we took off. Imagine we take off. Let me take a picture here. Imagine. Take the picture. Okay. Now imagine we take off half the fucking screen. If I said, hey guys, and you know nothing else, like you know nothing else here. Let me fucking draw in. Let me cut in here. What could work? What could work? Guess I'm just drawing. I need a color that's gonna... That's fine. This is all gone. You know, imagine that's all gone. There's nothing there, right? There's nothing here. Nothing to see here, folks. Nothing to see here. Let's see. Nothing to see here, folks. There's nothing here, right? There's nothing to see. So, imagine you can't see anything, right? You cannot see anything. If you just seen that, would you say that that's... You would say, oh my God, that's a great rise up. And obviously that's going to be in a higher time frame. But you'd say, look at that rise up. My God. Look at the buyers that stepped in here. That's unbelievable. And then if you started looking at the liquidity, you'd say, oh my God, look at that inverse head and shoulders. And look at the lack of liquidity below us. There ain't shit. We cleared it all out. And then you'd come on here and somebody would say, oh, we're going to go down. They'd say, based on what? They actively seek liquidity. There ain't no liquidity down there. This would be like a guy rigging a game and there's no money on the rig. Like, it doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense for the market makers. I've been saying it for the better part of a week. It makes no sense to go down to the no liquidity when there's a shitload above you. You know, so. Yeah, if you are watching, like Rick said, show some respect. Because 56 people only hit the like button so far. So, that'd be nice. Thanks, Rick. I appreciate it. And thanks for being a very trusted mod. Means a lot to me. Me too, William. I'm still floored as well looking at my portfolio because it's at an all-time high. And it's not even close right now. Just as far as it might not be all in crypto. A lot of it is, though. There's a lot of money in crypto right now. Like I have Algo, IOTA, Epic. I have XRP, XLM, XDC. I have Dent. I have Band. I have XRP Healthcare. Did I miss one? Julie has Doge. And she's had it for, you guys know the story. 10,000 plus Doge. What else? I don't think that, did I get all the tokens? Oh, H-bar. But that, I don't talk about H-bar. That's another one that just sits there now. CRO, I have the CRO token and Linea as a group. Duh. As a group, we have Linea, which was down like 4% today, but it bought it right back. No, I wasn't thinking about selling. No, I don't care if it goes down. Because if it breaks the structure, I'm just selling it at 1.4. Isn't it nice to have clarity? And you know what's going to happen. Now we have to wait. If it comes down, I would sell it if it broke through and held 1.443, and then I would just buy the lower rally. Same thing I always do. But right now, I mean, we're in a prime condition here to end up getting a little bit of a surge that no one's expecting right now. I love it. We need more pessimism from people. That's when I know we're about to go good. Like I've said, I've not been this confident since last November. How I felt going into that time, because I'm sitting there going, oh my God, look how close we are. I don't know what the day's exactly going to. That's a 47% move there. Woo! That would be nice. Once we break out of this, because what I really think is happening, notice how we played the lower gap. So the importance of this pattern, and I'm catering to my audience that loves this kind of stuff. So if you embrace this every single day, I promise you, you're going to find a good bargain. You're going to find good understanding, and you're going to end up being able to trade for yourself. I promise you. That's my mission. You just got to be here every single day. So right now we had this wick down and we had the wick up, right? And when we were in this consolidation, we talked about it. Okay, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? And we didn't know if we were going to rise up first. We also had this setup here, and it went up like this, but we switched it now because we have the wider gap. So we don't need this. We just need the resistance. Resistance, right? So basically what happened here is we started... I had it perfect. I don't know why I moved it. I didn't mean to move it. Actually, we could bring it lower. I like that. Okay, that's why. Yes. I like when it comes lower. So you've got resistance, resistance, resistance. And outside of a wick that came down, I could almost argue that we're trying to form some kind of weird channel there. But anyhow, I don't want to keep that. But so you've got the resistance. Whoops, I wasn't supposed to delete that. You got the resistance wick right here. So it started on September 1st, I believe it was. Had a... So now you don't know. Now it's in... This is just... Forget this. Forget this. Eventually we'll fill the high and the low in. It just... Eventually it happens. Damn! Came all the way down and filled the low. Beautiful. Feeling so much better that it came down to the low. The all-time low instead of the all-time high first. Now in this little wedge that it created... This opens up the door, so now if you can get not only out of this pattern, but break past this this 2256, that's going to open up the door to almost 100% move, if not beyond. Because now, remember, broadening wedge, If you keep holding in the bottom, and now we've created 2 hits on the bottom, the next logical thing is to either come back to the bottom again, or what do you do after you hit support and hold it? You come back up to resistance, and you start to play the field. And that right now, as the days go on, this gets us, if you go to the, let's go to Halloween and just see what it looks like. Even though it won't come up there by Halloween, we'll just put it in the sphere of where we're at right now. That's like 4.8. It's 4.8. And I did sell this and buy it back with the group, but on the drop, I didn't buy it at 0.05. I was like 0.09-ish. And with the group, we're right where it's at now. But even from where it's at now, you're talking from here, it's 47. And let's just say it does come back up here and test this. Even if it's bearish, we're going to want to fill out this exhaustion. And it's a kind of interesting. It may not even, let's see. We'll see what happens. But we're going to fill that out eventually. That gap that was left below is also left above right now. And it's a fantastic thing to see. The only way that you'll be able to add money to the copy trade is if I add more money, which is possible. Or if I sell it because we come down below that 1.4 whatever, and then rebuy it, well, then it would give you the opportunity to have whatever is there to go into it. We'll just have more tokens as it comes down, if that were to happen. I don't expect that to happen, but it could. So I have my fail safe. If it comes and loses 14.43 in real time now, I would sell it and buy it back around 895, 0.0895. But you can add more money into the copy section. It just, I don't know if it'll go into the copy trade while it's open. But I can't see that side of it. That's a great question, honestly. Great question. Crypto Plumber 589, welcome in and thanks for being in town. 3+ months with the XP Meteor. Says I buy Eagles mostly. I'm about 90% Eagles. Nothing wrong with that. Eagles will get you some of the best pricing too. There's a premium on Eagles if anybody's wondering why. Let's see. IQ. Oh, Rick says IQ. Tom is the ultimate. Stay nice. We stay nice. I text to generate the emoji. Left text. Let's see. Have I looked in the BSV, the scalable Bitcoin? I think somebody brought this up before. I don't know. It might have been you, Barry. And thank you so much for being in town zone for your first month with the emoji badge and me being abducted by aliens. That gift a sub for a rally. We just can't get her a sub. It's such a. I gifted 5 subs again today, Areli, because somebody answered my question. And could you believe it? It didn't go to you again. This is the tragedy. I think this is some kind of conspiracy. It's a conspiracy, I tell you. Let's see. Ricardo, CSC Pump. I don't know. I don't know why it would be this weekend. Is there something that I don't know news-wise with CSC? I always like to look across the board real quick. I mean, I like where we closed. Because XRP's right where we had that gap closure so now we want to pretty much match us up with Bitcoin to see which direction. I mean, the fact we're sitting right in this area is nice. I don't know what direction it's going to take for the weekend, what liquidity it takes out. But on Monday, expect us to be right around 250 for XRP is what this comes down to. You know, we'd be looking for this weekend to be somewhere around, when we get back to Monday, you know, we'd be somewhere around $2.50-ish or so. So that's the price. So if we end up in one way or the other, let's say we get down to 245 and Bitcoin's down to like 109, 110. We got a nice little gap that was created. We're going to exploit the shit out of that on the way back up. So, and if it's over the top, let's say Bitcoin's at 113 or 112, we're going to exploit that on the way back down, I can assure you. Now, sometimes you get caught with that philosophy because sometimes it takes weeks, if not months, if not years to come back up, which is okay. but it happens, you know, it just happens. So, you know, that kind of stuff happens, and you got to deal with it. But majority, the same week, you're filling it back up. Normally, you fill it right up, like literally right up. So during alt season, is the expectation of you hold a solid utility altcoin is the expectation of 5 or 10? No, Shane, there is no expectation in an alt season. You just don't know. But generally, in my experience, from what I've seen, and this will be my, I mean, it's not, you shouldn't have an expectation of it, but it's very hard to find a circumstance where that doesn't happen. Like, you can go across the board, even though most of the altcoins didn't come anywhere near, you can still look at some of them. Like, a good example would be, even in a fake alt season, you can call it, even in a bad, you know, we were down at 15 cents back here in June, but that's only after a run up, remember. We were all the way down here back in November of last year, 11 cents. So even in this case, we went from 11 cents to 56. That's still a 5x. So yeah, I mean, you're looking for, I would still say, if you're having a real alt season, you should not have less than a 10x. If you find real utility type tokens and you buy them at the proper time. And the cool thing about what happened here, and this is why I kept saying, like, I'll go retap that low from before we had the breakout in 24. It's crazy. Now, as a hedge against inflation, I stumbled onto someone talking about the X402 protocol allowing AI agents to buy and sell or some shit, but haven't had time to research it. I would have to look more into that for sure. Did you miss XDC? No. Oh, no. If you mean coverage today, no. And if you mean price-wise, certainly not. Sure, was there a better buy-in at like 5.2 when it just dropped down, or 5? Sure. But right now, if you see some of the movement that's happened, see this inverse left shoulder, head, right shoulder trying to build. We don't know if it comes back down here to 5.9 or not, because obviously it could. But that's a nice little inverse head and shoulders setting up on the right shoulder. 4 hourly in the stochastic is reversing a little bit to clear out some steam. Daily's a little overbought. Weekly, though, is once again extremely, and trying to round here a little bit, extremely oversold. I have not had this kind of feeling. The last time we were this oversold was back in June in the stochastic, in the weekly. And the last time we were this oversold in the stochastic for XDC, we went from the bottom. We started at, son of a bitch, why does it keep doing that, TradingView? We started at 5.6 cents, and we ended up going up 82% in about 2 weeks. But remember, it consolidated for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks before that 7th candle finally shot us out. Right now, we're only on the 3rd candle, but it's also tightening. So I don't expect on an arm, because this to me looks like a very distinctly, uniquely, very precisely placed left shoulder, head, right shoulder. These happen sometimes where you just get the wicks through and it ends up being like a big inverse pattern as it breaks out. That's what that kind of looks like to me. I'm not convinced this is going to break down to 2.9. I'm really not. I'm so happy it came down to that 5.2. I can't even describe it. It filled out that part of the pattern and it let us know we're correct. It let us know we were correct in our assertion of what could happen. And gives us a lot of credibility going forward, either direction this decides to take. But you absolutely did not miss XDC. You absolutely did not miss XDC. I'm just sad that so many people didn't like this live. Honestly. Absolutely, Nick. I remember you were talking about that forever at 220. And I remember you came down, it came down to like, what was it, 224 or something. Or 226 or whatever it came down to. And it never even came, that was before the big drop. And then it went right back up to like 270. But it's true, you talked about that for a long time. Look at it this way, though. When there's less people because it's not exactly what they want. It's easier for me to go through the comments with everybody. Earlier today, there was 130 people in here. And it seems like the morning lives, for whatever reason, there's a lot of people here. Maybe people just don't want to work at work. I get it. I would do the same thing. Oh, yeah, XRP does have a CME chart. You're right about that. I keep forgetting that, too. Oh, man. See, that's why I need you in here when I talk about the CMEs. I don't know what it's called, though. Bitcoin or XRP. Yes, right here. Nick, you're awesome. Now I don't have to guess. It closed at 250. Oh, even better. Even better. So now we're looking at a Monday morning open somewhere around 251. Guys, that's the best news we've gotten in a while. Let's put this up here. Thank you, Nick. So what I'm going to do is put Bitcoin futures on the bottom. No, I can't do that. Bitcoin futures has to be on the top. Then we got the market dominance and that. So XRP futures is going to be at the top. Right below the X. Yeah, because this is where it ties in XRP Bitcoin pairing. Then we'll go into the futures. Oh, Nick. Good. Kudos, my friend. Kudos. Oh, that's so awesome. So the XRP futures at 251 is where it closed. So that is beautiful. Oh, yeah. Friday night, too. Lower viewership. I could see that. And Peter Schiff's on. Can't compete with him. But no, I was more talking about the fact that there was 103 people in it, and now there's 79. So that means 25% of the people that were watching it just, for whatever reason, they didn't appreciate what was being said, even though this started out very, very strong, this live, and the information shared. So I kind of look at it like this. I started to embrace the same group of people that I'm starting to see with the addition of a few more. Like, I remember when Shane just started, and because of his dedication, I'm actually going to go to Quant tonight, to be honest. Because I do put a lot of stock into what's happened with Shane. He joined after we had, I believe, the first start of this rally in this bull season. Or came in after the rally. And now he's been a part of this for almost a year now. But, what is it? Yeah, you were part of the mini bull cycle, yes. After it consolidated in January and then on the way back up towards the end of the year, for sure. I've been honored to watch you in here. Plus, he teaches a lot of people about how to use, like, the wallets in general. He did a lot with Zaman, or, well, formerly known as Zaman. But, I don't know. He's done a lot when it comes to all that stuff. Like, not the stuff on a normal exchange, and he's taught a lot. Heck, he even taught me some stuff when I was watching him do. But yeah, Band is fine. I friggin' love Band. I don't even sweat it. I did not know we were going to get a deal so good in the 30x, like the 37 cent range. I honestly did not know that, okay? I knew that we were going to get a deal, but I did not know it was going to be down there. Oh, absolutely. Band's going to go over $1. I got zero question in my mind. None. I'm very, very proud to have I have 10,000 tokens of Band. I can't decide if I'm more proud of that or the 10,000 Epic right now. I think Epic, just because of the lack of tokens, and because I feel like Epic getting that, and I don't know. There's a lot to go into it, honestly. Which one was my... I have a nice chart for Quant that I've had for years. I just don't remember which one it is. Ah, here we go. I'm sure you remember this chart, Shane. And I know we haven't looked at it in a while, but the chart's the chart, man. And look, it came right down to the uptrend. So it's telling you every single time it comes down, oh my God, and I'm still not paying attention. 56, remember what I said, Shane? 56 was the buy zone. Last time we talked, I said if it came into that range, as long as it held 45, that was a good area because we formed like a little bit of a, oh man. What's it at right now? 80? That was a good area. I must say, that was a good area. Man, it came back to the bottom of that zone. That's great. It cleared that liquidity and all. That is actually a really good sign. I know a thing or two about the charts. I do. I know some stuff. These are my projections. Like, Shane, I think I think over time you're going to be cooking because I do think overall it's going to come up over 700. I really do. That's a great buy if you bought it somewhere on that drop because that cleared out its all-time consolidation. That's the crazy part. Because I remember when it did this in 22 and it was one of the anomalies going into 23. Then it came all the way down. It's doing this exact pattern. So now it's to support, to resistance, as long as it fills out. And it's way oversold in the weekly. That's just a stellar setup right now. We're going to have to keep an eye on that. That's just stellar right now. Alex sitting on 1K Epic, excellent. Unfortunately, Mr. Popcorn Bud, you're going to find out, and thanks for being in town our 3+ months with the XP meter, what rigging is. And there's a reason why Ohtani didn't get banned from baseball for life with all his nonsense and betting on baseball. And speaking of nonsense, I called it out, and I said that I had my very high suspicions and thought it was a joke. Now, the guy who claimed he lost all of his XRP, did you hear his latest video? He's asking them to create a wallet and put a portion of what he was scammed out of into a wallet. And I'm sorry, but something ain't right there. This whole thing doesn't add up. I think that guy's a con artist. Something ain't right there. If you unfollow me for me saying it, so be it. But I think something's wrong there. I really do. I think there's something wrong there. Not only is it available on TOOBIT, Mr. Stott, that's where I bought it. I own it on TOOBIT. Yes, sir. Yes, indeed it is. Tango, welcome in and thanks for being in town. 6+ months with the XP Predictor. There's hella tokens. And I love XYO, but I just, in this new environment, and there's a potential that I might invest in it, but I'm going to have to find different capital because I had a real... And not just that, guys. He's never talked about how he actually lost the crypto. Have you noticed? He's never talked about the actual incident that happened. He's told you the problems, and he didn't know it was a hot versus cold. Dude, the guy's... No, he's full... I've said it from the start. He's full of shit. I even talked about how I found a video, and I just didn't want to play it on here. I don't know. Does everybody... I don't know if I should play it. But I found his old video, and you know what? I could go on Facebook and just type it in, and it comes up. His name was... The fuck was this guy's name? What was his name? Somebody tell me what his name was. So I can show you, like, hey, I'm not being a dick. What the hell is this guy's name from? Where's he at? And not just that, all the people he's thanking and everything. It's like you're thinking the biggest connival pieces of shit in the industry. These are the people you're looking up to. What the fuck's this guy's name? Somebody will type it in for me. Here, I'll just look at my video I put out. And I didn't even talk in the video. I just put out, if you guys remember, I put out a little short. Where was it at? Oh, I don't even know if it was a short. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was something different. Alright, let's see. Maybe it was a video. I'll be damned. I don't know what the hell it is because it's not showing me. Brandon LaRoque. Thank you. So, I wonder if he took it down. Now that... He's got it. Maybe he just doesn't know. Oh, this is it. Look. This was one of his posts, too, about being out of a job. I told you, somehow, some way, every issue known to man seemed to find this guy. Every time there was a conspiracy, it found this guy. I'm not going through all of his bullshit. I just want to get to that video, because I know he kept it on here. This. Like, if it even lets me play it, it like froze up on me. Look at that, it froze. Probably because I have it set like this. I need to set it like... That's exactly what it is, too.
This is Brandon LaRoque. It's July 31st at 4 a.m. I'm about...
Yeah, I'll keep it like this so it can play.
This is Brandon LaRoque. It's July 31st at 4 a.m. I'm about to fly out to Honduras to try to get my wife out of a Honduran jail. She went down to Honduras on Monday to look at real estate. We've been thinking about buying something overseas for years now, and she went to Costa Rica last year. She's going to Honduras this week.
So anyhow,
Take up the 10.
It's not even about that. It's about the videos after. I'll be honest. Okay, well, your wife is gone. This is the one he puts out of her.
My name is Amanda LaRoque. I'm from North Carolina, USA. I came to Weekand.
So she's like behind, and you can see the light. I don't understand. So there's all this stuff. So she's, I mean, one, how is she getting this behind the glass? So anyhow, all that happens. And it's not even that. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt still. But this video of her being fine, like, look at this is the video like they put out just after. I just don't understand, like, how does it go from that to all calm? If this was me, it would have been, I don't know. Oh yeah, all of it, guys, all of it. And look, this was another thing he put in 2020 after that other video. He talks about how he's out of a job and he's got all this stuff and they need help. And how many times can you put out the same every single time he talked? Like I said, look he said he's out of a job. His bar and restaurant is struggling. What year did he say he was buying XRP? If he had all that XRP, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't XRP pop off before the lawsuit? I mean, there was a lot of stuff. XRP had great appreciation in this time. It just doesn't add up. For somebody who doesn't have any money and he's complaining like this, and then you're telling me he's got $3 million in XR, all this bullshit, it never adds up. It doesn't add up to me. It really doesn't. So he's out of a job, but he's able to accumulate XRP, nonetheless keep the XRP. He said he's out of a job, but he has a restaurant that's struggling, but he can keep his XRP. I don't understand. 3 million in XRP, but that he said he bought in what, 2017, 2018, but he's broke. I think what's going on is this is a psyop against XRP and the wallets. To hear me out. And they're telling you now, oh, you can't have a wallet, you can't have this. The bottom line is, Shane, one, if you're going to use a wallet, and yes, sometimes we have to use a hot wallet because it goes through the app store and things, but by definition, I would prefer you to use a cold wallet. Now, I use a hot wallet in a sense with the XRP Healthcare app, and there's nothing I can do about that. But guess what? One of the most reputable ones, in my opinion, is the Aleppo. I always say Aleppo, whatever, Aleppo. That's one of the most reputable ones by definition, by their security safety features. Like, to attack that one, I don't know. I don't know, man. That doesn't sit right with me, the way he played this game. And now look, it's not just that. If I was doing all of this, and there's nothing against this guy, but I'm just saying, I'd like to tell the truth. You notice he didn't thank me because, I don't know. All these assholes are all in on it. It's always the same people you'd expect. I feel like, I don't know. This just rubs me. Look. So, Aleppo. It's just all of this. It's all, every single name that he named are all the people that are in on all of this. Just stop watching those people. But look, he's almost up to 10,000 followers. James Rule helps tracking my stolen crypto. I don't know, man. Super short video on why I've been missing in comments. See, he's trying to be an influencer. Like he tried to become an influencer overnight. Like, listen, if I lost all this money, one, why hasn't it been tracked so far? If you could see where it's going. Two, why are we talking about gold and silver and all this stuff? I understand when I get your mind off of it. But look at all the names he keeps taking. Like, Economic Ninja's been in like every single one of the, I don't understand. This doesn't feel right. We're being psyoped so bad. Because look, he goes into gold and silver prices. I'm like, oh man. You know, this actually pisses me off, to be honest with you. The more I look at this just pisses me off. Oh, man. Where's the video of when he asked, when he said that, what'd he do, take it down? He put on here that he thought that they should give him a wallet filled with money. Where'd that go? He said that a Lippo wallet should put XRP, not the amount that he lost, but some into a wallet. Where did he put that? Nah, I'm not giving him no more exposure, but that's just, oh, it drives me nuts. Oh, it's absolute body language. He can't look at you straight in the face because he knows he's fucking. Man. That just pisses me off, though. He's playing on people's good narrative, good faith. Did I get a $20 donation for what? Joseph Euler, thanks for being in town for 6+ months with the X3 Predictor. And a $20 donation. Like, seriously, that is so super generous. I can't even thank you enough. Honestly. Seriously, thank you. We have such a generous audience. I know we've been here over an hour, but I'm having fun, honestly. What time is it? My son's asleep. He got his third feeding and fell asleep around 6:30-ish. So, I think he's going to be out for the night. Great call-in. Tom, how can such assets just get abducted off the blockchain? Help me buy. They can't. There's going to be some kind of trace. I'm just saying this doesn't make any goddamn sense. Did he ever show us his wallet address? Just, can I be honest? And if he did, because I don't watch all of his nonsense, did he ever show us his actual holdings of XRP, where it was at and it actually being lost? I'm just asking a question. Did he ever show it? I just want to know. And oh my God, our resident Buckeye, because he feels sorry for me. Thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs. 1970 legend, been in Tom's Army over a year with the I Told You So badge, and also a very trusted mod in here. But he's the defending national champion. You know, I must say, if they ever do win, if they win back-to-back, I may have to make a super generous gift and buy him a belt of his own and send it to him. I'm being dead serious. He's gifted enough to where a couple $100 would be well worth it. I'm asking a general question, everybody. Did he ever show his holdings in the wallet? Where it showed that he had it in the Ellippo wallet, and then it showed that they were not there anymore. Because the evidence is there. You guys all know that the paper trail is there. Did he ever show it? It's the only question. And thank you for the gifted subs, 1970 legend. Hello Flyer, back in Tom's Army for over a year with the I Told You So badge. Very honored to have you back in. Dave W, CDT, VIJ, VGTV, Marshall James, congratulations for your first month with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. Greatly appreciate it. I think they might be, honestly. But yeah, guys, he's never shown it. So if he really got hacked for $3 million, don't you think he would show you the missing tokens? Honestly. It's incredible. How are you, Julie? What are you doing? Huh? Oh, are you okay? Okay. But on the CME close for the XRP futures, thank you, Nick, for enlightening us that in fact is there. It closed at 251.1. Bitcoin closed on the futures. You know what? I am going to do this actually. I'm going to do this so it's easier to see. I'm going to put the Bitcoin futures like this. And this is where XRP and Bitcoin will meet on my stuff now. So the Bitcoin futures closed at 110.7. The price is at 111,103. XRP futures closed at $2.51.1. It's at 250.8. So we're looking at right now, on Monday, we should be somewhere around $2.51. Anything to the downside is good. Can I be honest, though? If I was an influencer and I lost $3 million worth of XRP, would you even want to listen to me? That's not a cheap shot. I'm just asking you. If I came out here and said, guys, I don't know how to say this, but I just lost all my crypto, and I've been doing it. He's been in it since 2017, he claims. Absolutely, Crypto Cooter. Absolutely, because they don't exist. Oh, man. Something's definitely not right there, but... What else? What else? There was something that I watched. I think everybody probably would stop watching, honestly. Fought on XRP, like, what's the motive besides? You just said it, the motive, money. What more? Why do you trade crypto? Money. Why do people buy all the fear, uncertainty, and doubt? Because they want to make easy money. But that's the exact motive, money. Same reason why you got 1,000 stations that tell you the same bullshit to feed into your gambling side that wants quick and easy money. That's why. It's the same stuff. And Aurelia, I can't believe still no gifted sub for you. Still, they won't give her a sub, I swear. I'd be impressed having 3 million to lose. I mean, yeah, that's one way to look at it. Mrs. Stott says, hi everyone, bye everyone. So sorry I'm missing, but trying to get dinner on the table. Overrun. Oh, Mrs. Stott, we completely understand. And thank you for being in Town Zone for over 3 months with the XRP Media. And we know Mr. Stott is extremely appreciative, and we know he's going to do the dishes tonight. After all, if Mrs. Stott is making the dinner, maybe Mr. Stott will be appreciative enough to do the dishes. I'm not trying to make you look bad if you don't, Mr. Stott, but I do the dishes when Julie cooks. That's just what we do. I don't want to get Mr. Stott in the doghouse if he's not going to do the dishes this evening. But Mrs. Stott, thank you so much for gracing us with your presence. We really appreciate it. And Mr. Stott says, XRP future millionaire. Jesus, shut up already. Come on now. Football's on. It is on too, actually. Shane, if people don't trust wallets. Frankie says, I have no dishes to clean because Janine doesn't cook. Well, that just means that, unfortunately, in this scenario, if you're cooking Mr. Fresh, Janine would have to do it, but I'm sure Janine has many, many qualities that she has to offer besides cooking. Not everybody can cook or likes to cook, for that matter. You're right, William. Poor guy unknowingly opened a hot wallet from the same cold wallet provider and ported his keys on. I don't know, man. Something ain't right. But I guess I should leave it somewhere about there, huh? She spends my money. Well, technically it's our money, I suppose. Shit, just lost 3 hands. I broke and just went blank. Well, Frankie, with Julie, when I first met Julie, she was working 2 jobs. And actually, she was in line for a promotion after like 11 years or 10 years at what she was doing in her field. And she got into her car accident, and she hasn't worked since. And, you know, she should be on disability because she's unable to do anything really as far as what she used to do. She's actually come a long way. She can walk again to a certain extent. She can live, you know, she's living good now. She knows her limitations, but she is still, you know, I think frustrated at the fact that she can't go back to work and do what she once did. But, you know, that's just something, that's a sacrifice that needs to be made. But it's a good thing. All I know is I'm 300K in debt, apparently. Yes, thanks to the government. We all are. Are you referencing this, or are you referencing your own personal debt? The U.S. national debt apparently reached, per citizen, $110,000 in debt, but because we pay taxes, we're $327,000 in debt. You're in bad shape with your neuropathy. I'm sorry to hear that, William. Sorry to hear that. That's not an easy one to settle. I know there's some people in the audience that are dealing with it. Somebody actually, I don't know if they're watching now, but talked about neuropathy pain, and they talked about a holistic thing. I can't remember the product, though. Something with neuropathy pain. I don't remember who it was. Oh, I thought you were, Alec. I thought you were. I guess before I leave, though, Crypto Fear and Greed Index, where are we sitting at on this beautiful Friday? 30. I mean, the fact that it's so low still is mind-boggling. Bitcoin long short percentage, ladies and gentlemen. Remember how more people were going short than long? And we said, well, that makes for a good environment. Still right now, 50.3% short on Bitcoin, 49.6% long on Bitcoin. For Ethereum, 52% short to 48% long. Liking to see that disparity starting to widen, honestly. Solana, 50.49% short, 49.5% long. XRP, 50.27% long now, and only 49.7% short. Interesting. Where is the disparity here? Whatever the hell white bit is, 54%. Bitfinex, 100% are going long. Oh, there's no money in it. That's why. They're going short. I was going to say there's just no money there. Let's see Trump's token. 51 point. No, not Trump's token. Maybe that is. I don't remember. 51, 40 something. Oh, WorldCoin. 50.97%. That's the universal income one. I can't back it by principal. Tao's a good one. Tao. 52.5 short, 47.4 long. Interesting. Ooh, Linnea. 52% short. I love it. To 47.98% long. Love it. That's that good stuff. That's that good stuff. Okay, I think that's it. I think I've overstayed my welcome. Got stuff to do here. We're looking good. We want to continue to see a little bit of a downturn here. Would be nice. I want it to be lower than 251 coming into Monday. I'd like to see a little clearing out to like I don't know. We'll see what happens. But thank you, everybody. Eternally grateful for all of you. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Enjoy your weekend. And soon, we'll be back before you know it. We'll be back before you know it. And yeah, I think it's good. I think it's good.